Okay. Hey, good morning. Hey there, Randy. Hey there, Mark. Good morning, good morning. This morning I'm tying the striker jig. Good morning, Burke, or good day, Burke. Thank you. This here's a 1/8 ounce. That I'm doing up. This one's called the striker. How's it going, Ernie? Good morning. We got a lot of stuff going on today. I have a virtual doctor's appointment later on in about 4 hours. Don't know what that's going to entail. I've never done one before. Something our health insurance wants. Don't know if it's a yearly thing or what. Good morning. Hey there, John. Good morning. We got rain coming in today in a few hours. I think it's going to rain most of the day from Blue Cross Blue Shield. Oh, yeah. Dr. Beats going in around sick folks. Yep. Almost time to go to bed. Yep. Hope you get some sleep. Yeah, I got all the orders out. We had a bunch of big orders yesterday, which is good. A lot of big orders. One of the orders was for like almost 200 jigs. I had pretty much everything in stock. Let's see. Hey there, David. Yeah, yesterday we had, what, 4 orders? 4 or 5 orders that went to Indiana. We got 1 order going out this morning to Kansas. This here again is the 1/8 ounce. It's called the Striker jig. Yesterday I did some with eyes, and then I realized this morning we only had like 5 or 6 packs of these, so I'm going to tie up a few packs of these, get them on the wall. I got to tie some moneymaker jigs too, some mud dogs. We should have some more material coming in today. We do have our chenille. We have 10 different colors of chenille that are on sale for $2.99 a pack. Normally they go for $4.50 a pack, but $2.99 a pack. Yep. Hope everybody's having an awesome morning. Yep, thank you there, John. Thank you a bunch. So we do have a link to our website. If you're brand new, we got a link right down there. It's RubenFloresJigs.com. I do also make custom orders. You can visit our website, drop me off a message, detailed message of what you're wanting, and then we can go from there on custom orders. I can't believe this month is almost done. Almost done with this order, with this month. I will be in the shop most of the day. I got to run out later on this afternoon. We got to run into town. I hear the ducks outside. Got ducks outside the shop. It'll be a nice cool day. Today's high is 72. I'm primarily going to be working on 1/8 ounce, and then probably tomorrow or the next day we're going to be working on some micro jigs. These jigs are made with neck hackle. And what is the length on these? I want to say it's an inch, 2 inches. Yeah, this is a 2-inch lure. At 30 seconds, or about 1.5 inches. 1/16 or like 1 3/4 inches. can use these for crappie and perch and bass. A lot of different types of fish. Came in at the right time. Ducks outside, yeah. Yeah, we have about 4 ducks, maybe. We had a lot more, but they kept staying outside at night. Then the predators come in and started killing them off, and now the remaining ducks, they'll go inside the hen house or the chicken coop. We have lots of chickens. Lots of roosters for me to get good feathers from. We're going to try to start selling squirrel tail here in the next few weeks. We're going to put squirrel tail on the website. We're only going to carry a few colors. This is my favorite time of the year when weather starts cooling down, the crappie start moving into the banks again on our lake. They get out of that 30 and 40-foot water and they start hanging around the 20-foot and shallower waters. Get one more on there. Hey there, Victoria. Hey, show flies. I was watching show flies last night. I think he's going to be tying. I don't know if it's tonight or next couple of days. He'll be doing some live streams with him tying up lures. Yeah, you can hear the roosters in the back. Yeah. Yeah, we got a bunch of them. Hey, just a guy. Hey there, Calzone. Welcome in. Connecticut, they are right at the shallow water. People catch them from the docks. Yeah, that's the way it is here too. The crappie will start, the bigger crappie will start moving in and hanging out by the docks. Well, we had a customer come by yesterday and he went over to the local docks and said all he caught were little ones. we have the guy that has one of the lake records nearby. He only lives like about 1/8 of a mile away from me, and he ordered some. He'll do custom orders every couple of months with me, and he's been going to the local docks and hasn't caught anything big in a few months. He has the Claremore Lake record officially. The official record there. I have the next two biggest on that lake. One of them's an unofficial, but the other one's official. I'm in Claremore, Oklahoma, Justin. Northeast Oklahoma. I fish for crappie, bass, like white bass or sand bass, catfish, paddlefish, hybrid bass. I fish for a little bit of everything. Hey there, Auntie. Yep, hit the like button, guys. Make sure you subscribe. We picked up a bunch of subs yesterday. We picked up about 60, 65. What was it, Saturday or Friday? Golly, we picked up almost 200 subs. And then the next day we lost about 50 of them. Fishing anything they'll bite. Yeah, that's mainly me. You know, I love going for crappie though. That's my favorite fish between that and catfish. That's my favorite fish to eat is crappie. I need to work on filling up the freezer this year. Oh yeah, it happens. Some people do that. I mean, sometimes it's the app doing it. A lot of times, if you do subscribe, make sure to leave a comment in the videos, and that kind of ensures that the app won't drop you. It is that way on the other app that I go on. I lost like 4,000 or 5,000 followers one day over there. I've been kind of hovering around 113,000. It got up to 115,000 at one point. I don't put on as much content as I do here. Hey, welcome in there, guys. Yeah, make sure to sub if you haven't. Make sure to tap that likes. We got 10 likes up there. We'll be doing another drawing this Friday. There's a couple of different ways to enter it. One is to every $5 increment gift will give you a spot on the wheel. Another way is to become one of our top tier members, and you'll be put in the drawing every week. Last week we only did one drawing. We didn't get a lot of gifts and memberships last week. This week we're kind of running the same. I kind of figured there's a lot of people spending money on school and stuff like that, so I don't raise a big fuss or anything when it comes to gifting. You know, you guys gift because you want to give. Yeah, it's always up and down. A few weeks back, we couldn't get more than 50 people in the chat. This week's been better. We got up to almost 300 yesterday on one of the streams. Oh yeah, we've gotten up pretty high today so far. I'm going to go live on the other app too at one point today. Need to get it out there that we have some of our chenille on sale. We got in 4 new colors of chenille this week. We got a light blue tinsel. We got our key lime tinsel. They're all tinsel chenilles for the most part. Some of them you can kind of classify them as new age, but they're pretty much tinsel chenille. And we have them in 3-yard packs. We got the light blue, that metallic looking color right there. That is a sweet color right there. The other color is a black cinnamon. That's our black cinnamon. It's basically black and kind of reddish tinsel. We got our black gold. I'll be putting up some videos here soon with these chenilles tied on a jig. That's our black gold. And then we also have our key lime. That's our key lime right there. They come in 3-yard packs and $2.99 a pack. $2.99. I was going to put them for $3.50 a pack, but my wife was like, "No, give them a bigger sale. You know, we're making a little bit of money on it. You know." As many times as you go live a day, what time of day do you think you get the most? If I go live, usually after 7 p.m., and that's Central Time, I get the most people. And it's basically because most of my audience is from America, and I get a bigger turnout because most of the people are off work. So if it's 7 o'clock here, that means it's 5 o'clock in California. People are getting off work, and that's where you get a lot more views. I have done a bunch of live streams at night, and that's been my experience. Now, one morning I got up, and I got up really early. I got up before my wife got up, and I just couldn't sleep that night. So I came into the shop, and I had like 13,000 people watching me on TikTok. And then a couple of times I've hit 10,000 viewers in the daytime. But I don't think the algorithm over there is what it used to be. It used to be they would push me out, get the numbers up. But usually in the evening, you're in a good spot there, Showflies, where if it's evening time there, everybody's off work, on the West Coast and Central Time. Weekends are also good to do streams. Daytime's not that great. Daytime's pretty good. I mean, we got 140 people in here right now. I get good numbers, but generally, whatever you get during the daytime, if you do it in the evening, a lot of times you can almost double that number. The weekends are good. Another good time of the year is like Christmas break, when a lot of the school kids are off during Christmas break. Another good time of the year is when you get these northern states that are all like frigidly cold, and you get a lot of numbers because most people are indoors when it's icy. Yeah, you're in a good spot there if you have a flexible schedule and you're on the West Coast. Yeah, snow days are really good. COVID days are really good for COVID. When you have mandatory lockdowns, that's really good. I like to watch this time, yeah. All the way to March, yeah. Another time, for me, I get sometimes some really big numbers when I go fishing. And I've been fishing a few times where I've gotten, 4, 5, 6,000 people watching. And I'm going off the numbers on TikTok, so I know it's not going to be the same here on YouTube. No snow days in Finland, yeah. Another thing that helps out is if you put out a video before your live stream and it starts circulating on the FYP, and that helps out your live stream too. If you can put out a short video, probably about 30 minutes or an hour before you go live, that helps you out too. Yeah, probably about a quarter, maybe. Who knows? I'll catch you later, Ernie. You got an appointment? I will see you later, Mr. Ernie. I hope you're doing fine. Yeah, the rooster live. Yeah, you can hear the roosters now. That's another thing is I like this type of weather because the AC, I'm right next to the air conditioner here in the shop. And when the AC is not having to kick on, it's pretty quiet in here if I'm not playing any music. But other things that happen, and again, I'm pretty laid back when it comes to my live streams. I'm not jumping around, not yelling at the people, screaming, ah. Those days are gone. When I was 20 or 30, I would do that. But old man Rube doesn't do that anymore. Thing is, if you can do a live stream and just have it be different, that helps out a bunch. And that's what I used to do with the night live streams. I have all the lights on, my black lights. I could turn them on and off pretty easy. Hey there, Bob. 3.5 feet. Hey there, this and that. Welcome back. Yeah, the main thing is just be a little different. I mean, in my case, I know I tie jigs really fast. I, for the most part, know what I'm doing, and I could talk about it. Sometimes you get people, they do live streams, and they've only been tying jigs for maybe 4 months, 6 months. And they may not have all that knowledge on how to do this, how to do that. So they need some kind of a little bit of extra boost, something different to make them, set them apart from people like me. Me, I just, you know, try to talk to everybody, you know, try to answer as many questions as I can. Oh, there we go. There we go. There's my lights. Hey there, Northwest. We do sell these rotary vices. We right now just have one in stock. We should be getting some more here in the next week or so. This is the Peak rotary vise with the saltwater jaws in it. I'm doing good. Yeah, we got a lot of people that use them for ice fishing. And can't talk and do the whip finish at the same time. Yeah. I mean, it takes practice. It takes time and practice. Yeah, you can ice fish with these. The smaller ones, you could fly fish with them, like the 64th and the 1/80th ounce. We got a lot of people that use these for ice fishing. We got a few people that use these for ice fishing tournaments. Okay, let's get this here. Let me pick up the pieces I dropped. Yeah, they work for ice fishing. Were they hard to learn? Making lures? I mean, I started tying them almost 15 years ago, and I just, I didn't have anybody teaching me or anything like that. And all I knew was there's just yarn and thread and feathers in the jig head. Wasn't too much to it. So there wasn't any, the YouTube was around back then, but there weren't that many videos out there when I started tying. And I'm left-handed, so if I'm watching somebody tie, sometimes it's hard for me to switch it over. Let's see, 6, 12. We got 3 more of these to do. So there just wasn't a lot of videos out there when I first started tying, and so a lot of the stuff that I kind of learned was through trial and error. And then there were some videos on YouTube, and then I kind of learned how to not do some things by watching some of those videos. But the majority of a lot of the stuff that I worked on, it's just a lot of trial and error. This will work, this won't work. Especially when it came to doing my wraps and also my knots and stuff like that. I used to use head cement when I first started making lures. And I was watching a documentary on, what was her name? Megan Boyd. And I was watching one of her, and of course she, had already passed away when they did this movie on her. Some of the fly tires that we're tying on that, and then I started realizing, man, they're tying these saltwater flies, and they're not using any glue whatsoever. Like, how are they not using any kind of glue for these saltwater flies? And they're catching a lot bigger fish than crappie are. And I'd watched another documentary, which was on the Hardy brothers, or I think the Hardy brothers fly fishing. It was on Amazon a long time ago, but I don't know if it's still on there. And there were people making a fly without a vise. They were just holding a hook in their hand, and they weren't using any glue or anything. They were just, get another feather, put it on there, look at it. I thought, man, that's just wild. Yeah, and there's books out there. I have a few books on fly tying, so I can tie nymphs and little things like that. And I do some. I'm just not proficient at it. I'm not as fast. And so I do make fly fishing lures too. I've made, I think, Clouser minnows on my live streams, and some other little kind of streamers. I like making mayflies. I've been making mayflies for, I don't know, about 12 years. Also left-handed. The teacher couldn't teach me to knit because I'd had to do left. Yeah, that's my thing. There is, I've been to tackle shows, and I've tied, at some of these tackle show events. But I've been to tackle shows just as a spectator, and there'd been like a jig tire there, and he's like, "Oh, Ruben, why don't you tie one up for us?" He goes, "Man, I could say, you know, the famous Ruben Flores tied a jig on my vise, and so the first thing I got to do is reverse everything." But I love tying. It's just a passion of mine. I love seeing it when people catch fish on my lures. Hey there, just a guy. So I originally started tying right-handed because my shoulders were all jacked up and had a bunch of surgeries, and I didn't know I was going to need more surgeries after that, but I started tying jigs, and started out doing it right-handed. And kind of when I got towards the end, what does that sound? I don't know what it is. Towards the end of all my surgeries and stuff, and I realized, okay, I'm not going to have any more surgeries. I switched everything over to left-handed, and it worked out a lot better. Because of my surgeries, I don't have my arms flailing out. Everything's a little more compact, because when I first started tying, my shoulders wouldn't move. I just couldn't do a whole lot. Tied with everything, my body close to the vise. Everything was more compact. And we'll switch colors up here in just a little bit. These here again are the 1/8 ounce striker jig. I started doing live streams on TikTok about 5 years ago. And my very first live stream, I had a set of notes onto the side on a clipboard, because I didn't want to forget anything. I kind of had a script, I guess. And after turning on the camera, and we had like 4,000 or 5,000 people in that live, that script went away like in 20 seconds. I'm like, okay, we're going to have to wing all this. We got so many people in our chat. I don't think I'm going to be able to have a script to go off of to tell people what I'm doing. And I had no mods. I had no moderators. And for me to get 5,000 people on my very first live, it was just crazy. I was like, wow, this. I didn't know how to make mods. I didn't know how to do anything. I didn't know what you could talk about over there. I mean, you can't say the word jig over there. They think it's a racial slur. And here you can type in the word jig. It doesn't do anything. I could say the word jig too, and it doesn't hurt my live stream. But we had a lot of people on TikTok watching. We had people that were on TikTok that had already followed me from Facebook, and it was just a crazy live. I was like, I'm not gonna, because I had my little script, and I was like, I was gonna do the live stream, and I'd been used to being on camera before, because we had done, at that point, I was still pastoring a church. COVID had just come up. You know, some of these churches were canceling their Sunday morning service, but we kept going. We kept church services going. We didn't want to ban anybody from coming to our church. at that time, I just said, hey, just wear a mask if you want, if not, just stay far away, stay at the very back of the church and we'll be fine. Everybody was worried. I was worried too, because I was like, we don't want to we had a lot of older people at our church and special needs people. And if you guys don't know, I was a church planter, and the last church that we had planted, it more or less catered towards special needs people. So we had a lot of people. We had about 15 people that age-wise, physically wise, they were 65 years old, but they had a heart of a 4, 5, 6-year-old kid, and a little kid, and some of them, you look at them, they look like they're 55, 65 years old, but they just had the heart and the mind of a 4 or 5-year-old. And so I was used to talking to people when we started doing Facebook Lives. And so when it came to going on camera on TikTok, and I had my 1,000 subscribers, I had the script, I had everything outlined. I was going to do this, going to show people how to do that, do all these things, and the numbers went up. It went to like 100 people within 20 seconds, and then the numbers jumped up to 2,000 people, and it just kept going up and up. And I'm like, oh, okay, we're gonna, we had so many people in the chat that were asking, oh, give us a tour, or show us your shop, do this or that, and we just got away from the script, and I've never used the script ever since. Sometimes, they say a script. Sometimes I'll use a script when I'm doing videos, and I'm doing a commercial video. And so a lot of times I'll use a script. I mess up a bunch and I have to do a bunch of retakes. But sometimes scripts help out. Sometimes they do hinder. So if you're wanting to live stream and you make lures or whatever you make, whatever you do, sometimes a script helps out. Sometimes it doesn't. I think if I would have just had maybe 20 people in the chat that evening that I went live on TikTok, I would have probably stuck by the script, and I probably wouldn't be doing the same type of live streams I'm doing today. But I'm just pretty easygoing and flow along with whatever comes our way. I'm changing up the chat filter because the chat will freeze up sometimes. I subscribed. Oh, cool. Well, thank you. Thank you, guys. Oops, sorry about that. But I've only been on YouTube here doing live streams for just a year, just barely a year. We're talking a year within a couple of days. And I've enjoyed it over here. It was tough going live over here on YouTube because you don't get that algorithm push at the very beginning. On TikTok, you get the algorithm push in the beginning. Here, it's a little more slower. It starts out slow, and you got to do a lot of live streams and get videos out and before YouTube starts pushing your live. And when I say videos, I'm not talking just with lure making. If you want to get more people to watch, put videos out there, put them out at certain times. Find out where you're getting most of your audience. You can find that out through YouTube Studio. Like slower pace, yeah. But it helps to know what you're talking about. It helps out to have a little, knowledge or expertise. Okay, we're going to switch colors up. We're going to go to the Moneymaker jig. So we're going to get away from the black thread. We're going to go to the light yellow. I use a light yellow when I do my gold tinsel chenilles. Okay, we're bringing out the gold. And we're going to bring out gold flashing. We're going to put this up. Now we do have a few lures on sale this week only. We have the Hurricane, the Azul with eyes. They're $5.99 a pack. Doesn't matter what size you get. You can get a 1/4 ounce if you want on those. Just whatever our website offers, you can get them for $5.99 with eyes. Now without eyes, you can get the same lure too. And again, it's all the same price. These without eyes are $4.99 a pack. $4.99 a pack. Okay, we're going to go to the gold flashing. These are going to be with eyes. Maybe. Yeah, I don't really know. There's a lot of kids on YouTube, but yeah, I guess there's probably more kids on TikTok. I know what may give out that if it is a false impression that there's more adults here on YouTube, what may put out that impression, whether it's a false impression or a real impression, is that it's easier on TikTok to report. Somebody could be watching me on TikTok and all they got to do is report. They just hold down the button or just hold down the screen and this prompt will come up, report this video. And you have to go through a couple of steps, but I could just be doing what I'm doing and somebody can allegate me as a racist or whatever it be. And it's so easy to do that. And I don't know how it is now over there. I think it's still about the same. Somebody can say I'm speaking hateful, whatever it be. It's easy. It's so much easier to report somebody over there. Here on YouTube, I get reported probably about every 2 or 3 days. I go through my YouTube studio on the laptop. It'll show me that this live stream has been, reported. And so, but it didn't affect our algorithm a whole lot, or the algorithm push. So I tend to think that it's not as easy to report people here on YouTube. I mean, I don't know. It doesn't show me who reports, which, that's okay. But on TikTok, I could see that I'd been reported on. And thanks for the sub. Yeah, I saw that earlier there, Just. Appreciate that. Over there on TikTok, I could see that I'd been reported. It wouldn't show me who, but it wouldn't. You can appeal some things if I did get banned for a short time. One time I got banned for a month, and I appealed it, and it didn't. My appeal didn't go through, and then all of a sudden, after 2 weeks, I got a message from over there telling me that I could go live, and then I'm talking about TikTok. So things happen there a little differently. But TikTok's hasn't been out. I don't think it's been out as long as YouTube has. I know it used to be called a different name at one point. But I mean, I like it how it's over here. I know the giftings are a lot more exciting over there, because somebody throws out a $50 gift, and you got balloons and all kinds of bells and whistles that'll pop up with the gifts. But the gifts are better here, financial wise. You get to keep 70% as a creator, where over there it's somewhere around 40 or 50%, which really stinks, because people will give out gifts and over there, and they don't realize that TikTok's taking as much as 60% over there. Here on YouTube only takes 30%. Oh my goodness, there's Ron. Appreciate you, man. That's for the drawing. Are you in it to win it, Ron? You guys make sure to throw some W's out there for Ron. Yeah, so, and I want to use this as an example there. That $10 gift, I only get $7 out of it, because YouTube takes 3 out of it. So let's see. But I appreciate that. I do. Yeah, they can do, when somebody falsely accuses me of whatever it be, I mean, I know I'm a knucklehead, I know I'm a jerk, but, and I know I'm that, sometimes, but when somebody says I'm having hateful behavior, or I'm a racist, or whatever it be, it's easy to make those accusations on TikTok, because their AI doesn't fact check or anything like that, and so in some cases your live stream will just turn off. It's like, oh man, what happened? What's going on here? Well, here on YouTube, it's a little more tough. I mean, there's all kinds of accusations. It could be activity. I'm doing an illegal activity or something, illegal actions or whatever. But here, I like it here. You can say the word jig here. You don't have to worry about some, the word jig, everybody knows, is a fishing lure. It's a mechanical device. It's a thingamajig. It's a jigsaw puzzle, where over there you can't say the word. When I found that out, I'm like, well, you know what? I'm going to keep saying that word. It's not a bad word, Hopefully, if you say it long enough, that it'll become accepting. But we had really big numbers over there. We had a lot of big numbers on TikTok. But I like it over here. A lot of the people here, it does seem like there's a little more of a mature audience over here, whether they be young people or older people. And then you got knuckleheads that'll come in, and they're just knuckleheads. You just can't. There's something wrong with them. Yeah, and it's that way. You get people that are trollers that they come into people's channels, and my wife put it this way: they want to get a response out of me, and so trying to learn to not respond in a bad way, or in an over. It's just there. The people are going to do what they want to do, and you just can't fight it really, because they're just going to keep doing it. We've had some trolls come in, and they'll come in under another profile, and then under another profile. And I remember Remington, if you are a mod in the channel and you see somebody trolling, go to their page, get to see what their page looks like if you can. and see what their content is about. A lot of times you could find out how many profiles they have by just looking at their profile picture and getting into their channel. And some of these guys, they have 30, 40 accounts, and they will troll the heck out of you. They'll keep coming in. You go ahead and block them. They'll come in under a different account. And if you go look at their account, it has a lot of the same videos, the same pictures in there. And then you realize, oh, this is the same person doing this to me, you know. Okay, we're gonna go back to close up. Let's go one more click lower. When I talked to the person that called me from my health insurance, they were like, "Do you have a means of doing a live stream?" I'm like, "Yeah." I didn't tell her I was a streamer, you know, but like, yeah, they're like, "Do you have adequate?" And I know they have to ask these questions to everybody. Do you have adequate Wi-Fi signal? Is your place a well-lit place? So I don't really know what to expect. I do have a virtual doctor's appointment coming up at noon. I know they want me to take my blood pressure, and I have to give them a list of all the medication I take. Well, I trolls come. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I appreciate you guys, because it does help out to have good moderators. If you guys can take away the and put the trolls in timeout, or just simply hide them. You know, if you do hide them, some of the managing mods in here, they can hide them and they'll be gone for forever, you know. Let's see, where is a good place to purchase eyes? Go to eBay, Randy. The place I get mine from, I have to give them my my federal excise tax and all that stuff. So the best place for you, I don't think you have excise tax number and EIN and all that stuff. I would just go to eBay or Amazon. Some people have been going to like Temu and Alibaba, but they've been finding out the eyes, they're just not that good. But I go through a wholesale distributor. Yeah, the place I get mine from, I have to get like about what is it? I got to get about 100,000 eyes, and when I order my eyes, I'm trying to get to where I can buy eyes and be able to make money selling them. I'm trying to get to that point where I can do that. But the problem with eyes is there's so many different color eyes. There's just so many different color eyes out there, and I know if I bring in red eyes or green eyes and start selling them, somebody's going to complain about me not having the purple eyes or the pink eyes, and so eyes are kind of tough because you got to have so many different sizes of them, and you got to have the place to store them, you know. Yep, Wopsy has them. Yeah. Do you have a Wopsy account? Yeah, I wouldn't get mine from Wopsy just because of the price. They're just too high. Oh, he does, yeah. I mean, I would check that out then, maybe. Through his fly shop company. Oh, I didn't know your stepdad had a fly shop company. Yeah, you could be getting your materials from him then. I do appreciate you getting your materials for me, though. Yeah, I get a lot of my stuff from Wapsi, and then I got a lot of wholesale seller stuff, people that will sell me stuff, whether it be the the silicone tabs and eyes and swivels and all kinds of stuff like that. Oh, really? Yeah. This here is the moneymaker. It's a 1/8 ounce. 1/8 ounce. You guys can visit our website, rubenfloresjigs.com. Again, we do have 10 different colors of chenille that are on sale for $2.99 a pack. We have some that are new age, some that are tinsel. We got a lot of colors to choose from. Now the Wapsi colors, we couldn't really put them on sale. They're still the same price. What time is it? 9 o'clock already? Hey there, Robert. The weather here, it's about 68 degrees right now, which is really nice. Today's high is supposed to be about 71, 72, and then we are expected to get some storms in about an hour. I don't think they're going to be violent storms, but they're just going to be rain showers. So what's the feather lengths on a 64th? And a 1/32nd. The jig length is on a 1/32nd. We're looking at 1 1/4 inch, and on a 64th ounce, we're looking at more of a. Let me see what I have here. Is that a 32nd? I think this is a 64th. We're looking at about an inch on an 80th and a 64th ounce. Now the feather length, I wouldn't know really what to tell you on that, other than it's probably about 3/4 of an inch. Hey, Mr. Remington. This bait here is about a 2-inch bait. Hey, Matthew, how's it going? This here is our moneymaker jig. This is going to be the last one on this segment I'm doing. I'm going to take a little break. I will be back on in approximately an hour or so. I am going to be, I do have a doctor's appointment later on, so I'm going to try to do one more live stream before the doctor's appointment, and it may just be for about an hour or so. I order some 1/64 pill heads, and the lead about the same thickness as the hook. They're funny looking. Yep. Just working as usual. Okay. Well, we'll see you guys later. Thank you again for watching. If you haven't subscribed, make sure to do so. Make sure to visit RubenFloresJigs.com. We got a lot of stuff on sale, guys. So we'll catch you guys here a little bit later. Thank you for watching. Goodbye. God bless.